Buffalo punk rock band On the Cinder has its 10th anniversary show coming up March 25th at Buffalo's Mohawk Place. I sat down with the band for this week's edition of Music Monday. I spoke with them about the show, their upcoming record release, and their tour, which kicks off in April.
We're On the Cinder. I'm Tyler. I play drums.
We're still On the Cinder. I am Jason, and I play guitar.
I'm Mike. I'm also in On the Cinder. I play bass. Try to.
So how did you guys get started as a band? How did you meet, and what made you want to start playing music?
We actually all met when we were at UB together, and me and Mike had, in my freshman year, formed a different band. We had formed a ska band, and Jay was playing in a different ska band. And then when those inevitably disintegrated, because 8 people is really hard to keep together, we lived together in a house and decided that we wanted to be a 3-piece punk rock band, go the total opposite direction.
And now, where'd you come up with the name On the Cinder?
On the Cinder comes from the comic book The Watchmen. Who wrote that? Very famous grumpy. Yes, a very famous grumpy author named Alan Moore. And it just stuck with us because we couldn't think of anything better. It was from comic book roots. We're very nerdy, comic, video game oriented guys, so it just worked out and kept it.
And now you got a big anniversary show coming up. You guys want to talk about that a little bit?
Like all young adolescents, we have reached puberty, which means we are 10 years old. Actually, I didn't really reach puberty until about 15, but you can edit this out. So we're celebrating with a big show March 25th here at, I don't know if the camera can see it, but we're at Mohawk Place. We've got bands that have been longtime friends of ours, Starjuice and Do It With Malice. So I think it's going to be a good show. I think it's going to be really solid. We've been practicing our butts off for it. We're playing some things we have not played in what feels like a lifetime, and if you want to see us do a lot of questionable material, let's do this.
All right, and now you talk about Starjuice and Do It With Malice. Who, over these past 10 years, who have you worked with in the area? What other artists or producers or anything like that have you worked with that have you enjoyed working with?
Tough to say. We've really prided ourselves on being DIY and taking care of a lot of things ourselves. Definitely the band Radical Operations, of course. They taught us a lot about the culture of Buffalo as we've gone along. Just the staff here at Mohawk Place has always been awesome. Marty, the booking agent, is always super helpful. As long as you just reach out well in advance, like we did for this one, March 25th. Man,
Pick up some bands.
the Pink, I don't know. We used to go to the Pink all the time, the glory days.
I mean, we've kind of worked with so many different people from the playing shows aspect, but we've always done all the recordings ourselves. Jay runs his own studio, and he started doing that basically for the band, so that studio is also functionally turning 10 years old. And we just, he records everything. We've always recorded there, so we haven't done a ton of producers. We've had Joe Lysing,
Rotten Metal Recording.
He helped us out with the second record. So that was a big thing. We always have people the band Over and Out. We work with them a lot, and Sally Schaefer a lot, doing stuff with this album. Because when you work with yourself so much, you have a tendency to lose perspective on what it's like to have never heard the song before. So it's refreshing to have a third set of ears on it or a fourth set of ears on it, to be so this part that I played in practice that I never actually was able to do recording, can you tell that I didn't do that? And then they go, what are you talking about?
That's the best. That's the best when nobody notices that you kind of wung it, right? It's I made that up 12 minutes ago, and if it sounds good and you didn't notice that I just made it up, that's the best. That's the best. That's the right place you want to be in. Shout outs to people we've worked with. Well, actually, Starjuice I've recorded in the past in the studio. Do It With Malice will be in the studio in 2 days. Over and Out was in the studio. Speaking of which, yeah, the list goes on and on. But I wish I could sit and name everybody. Mike Excel, who shouted us out. I should probably shout Mike Excel out on this one as well. A lot of fun. If you can name like a punk rock adjacent band in Buffalo, we've probably at least cheers with them once or twice.
Do you have a favorite song to play?
Favorite song? I really, I kind of lean towards the more like sing-songy stuff, but I also like when we do some weird kind of sounding songs, like the song Past, Present, No Future is a song off our latest EP. It's got a lot of weird time changes. It's very like, I don't know, it's got its own unique feel to it, and is definitely a branch away from some of the more like stock punk rocky stuff we've done over the years. We get kind of weird on that one.
I'm just gonna say I don't have a favorite. There's a lot of, I can't pick.
I don't really think that I have a favorite either in terms of like just straight up playing it, because so much of it is also based in like crowd reception that it's hard for me to like separate the songs that like I like playing and the songs that people really get down on, because there's
the most fun one to play though on drums.
Like I don't know, Coping is really fun, which is going to come out on our next album, which is done recording, but we're shopping it around still. Man, but I don't know, like watching people get all like juiced up in soapbox is always really good. And then like anything with like, there's a handful of songs that we have that are like guaranteed mosh pit starters. Those are always like, yeah, we're bringing it, people are bringing it, and then you kind of back and forward on that energy, and it always brings the show up to like a whole nother level.
All right, and this next question, it's a favorite, I guess, amongst people. I ask everybody this. If you could create a lineup, artist on the Cinder, any artist, any living artist in the world, who would those two artists be?
Oh man, I wasn't ready for that at all. Especially because the stuff that I've been listening to is so weird right now. Like it makes no sense. Any two bands, I like.
Are we going living or dead?
We've played a couple.
Just so it's like a possible.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
But we've done a bunch of the bands that I'd want to do before.
Yeah.
Like we were on a bill with the Menzingers. We were on a bill with the Wilhelm Scream, and that one was like a bucket list checklist. We haven't played Strike Anywhere yet.
Yeah.
We just have to get them in the United States. So I'm going to say we did Spanish Love Songs. We did Iron Chic. What is music?
You got it?
I guess I have one. So if it's two bands and then us, let's say we're opening.
Yeah, because that's.
This is so Buffalo, but Snapcase in the middle and Every Time I Die headlining, because they have to get back together eventually. Two of the dudes are brothers. One dude's a pro wrestler. Like, how long can you have that career? Like, I think that would be like maybe the most epic live, like, local show we could ever have.
I want to get body slammed by Andy Williams during the show.
Yeah. So I was actually just gonna say that if you could just put us on the side of the ring during a pro wrestling event, that would probably work. That'd be fine.
I would do it.
Yeah. Tyler here is the biggest wrestling fan I know. He tells me about storylines that happened 30 years ago. It's
Resident wrestling historian.
yes.
Yeah, I talked to Fernway and Amateur Hockey Club, and they both said like X Wheels was like so unique because it was like a skate park with a venue on the side. So that's a wrestling ring with a venue on the side. Interesting concept.
Dude, it can be done.
Haven't they done it at, where did Every Time I Die do their Christmas show?
Oh, they set up the ring for that at Riverworks.
That works. That would make sense.
Yeah.
And they undo it in like a minute. They got like 19 people, and it's like, and it's out.
You want to talk about your new record and the tour coming up?
Yeah, sure. So our new record is going to be called Heavy Handed. Jay just man, my slur is terrible. Jay just finished the mixing on the new record. We are going to do a couple shows that will probably have happened by the time this airs. We're doing Syracuse on February 11th, and then Rochester February 18th, and then our 10-year show March 25th right here at Mohawk Place. And then in April, we'll be doing a tour down to Texas and through the Midwest. We're still kind of pushing the last EP we had, our Sedentary Escape, the concept record. We have that on vinyl that we're going to try to push some units. And
I feel like EP is a little bit light. It's like a 10-inch record. It's got a lot of stuff on it.
It's pretty long, right? It's in like 25 minutes and 7 songs.
It's the longest 7 songs you've ever heard.
Yeah, we take our time in songs, I guess.
That was On the Cinder. As always, I'll have the links to their music down below. And for Music Monday, I'm Adam Duke, News 4.